Yo, this is a motherfucker who needs no introduction. You are watching Breaking Records Radio.
What was the original, I guess, intention? Did you think that some of these records would end up getting radio play when you first ended up getting signed to Jive and putting some of these records down on wax? Because they do have unconventional time lengths at the very least.
Yeah, but what we were doing was we wanted to be different, and we wanted to bring R&B to the hip hop, you know. And plus, back then it was no sampling. Larry Smith was one of the greatest producers of all time, and he never got the credit he deserved. And Larry, to show you how incredible he was, he made Run DMC sound like Run DMC, and he made Whodini sound like Whodini. So anytime we was in the studio with Larry, he said, "We're not coming out of here unless we got a hit." And he wanted that whole album to be a hit.
Gotcha. Man, some of the material that you guys ended up putting out, though, is absolutely legendary. Not only just for hip-hop culture, but music history is just in general, and black music history, African-American music history in general. I feel like you guys really ended up cementing your legacy over the years, and just single after single, album after album, and just being at the forefront of hip-hop culture and being really kind of early pioneers. So kudos to you, shout-outs to you, and everyone else involved in the making of those records. You guys have changed a lot of people's lives, and for that we're thankful.
Yeah, thank you, man. Really appreciate it, and that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to be that household name, and we wanted to be different than everybody else, because back in the days when the rappers was rapping on songs, they would rap about themselves. So we was giving you titles like Friends, how many of us have them, One Love, Freaks Come Out at Night, and we had good choruses, you know, in the song.
Great choruses, great beats, and it was just coming out of that disco era, and you could feel it, right? It felt disco, but it felt hip hop, and it primarily it felt hip hop, but it had those disco roots, and I feel like a lot of people identified with that at the time. It was a lot different than what you were getting from people like Run DMC and Beastie Boys and LL Cool J. It was a lot different. It was more party kind of oriented and club oriented, but not to water down the content in any real way, right? If people think of club rap or party rap nowadays, and they think of people like LMFAO and a lot of music that maybe people find meaningless, or maybe diehard hip hop heads kind of find meaningless to some degree. Whodini it still had content, still had a message, and still had meaning, yet was still bumping for a club and for the dance floor. So it was, some of the greatest records to come out of the 80s, 100%. I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, thank you very much. And all it was, you got to give Jalo a lot of credit, because he was the creator of writing those songs, you know. And he came up with great concepts, and he really put his pen to work.
So the new record that you have coming out with Abu Velour, are you able to tell us the title or the release date, or what kind of, when can we expect this generally?
Now. Yeah, it's out right now on all platforms.
The single, so Time for a New Rap Style, but you said that there was going to be a full-length album associated with that cut as well. Do we have any more information regarding that full length?
Yeah, we're going to do an EP. We're going to do an EP. So we got the single out now, and it's on all platforms, Amazon, iTunes, is you know.
Can we expect the EP the first quarter of 2021 then, or are you looking for a summer release? Or
yes. It should be the spring. We're going to do this real quick.
Gotcha.
You know?
Do we have a title or anything for the new album or new EP?
Not yet.
Gotcha.
No, not yet.
Again, man, I said this at the beginning of the call, but I can't thank you enough for taking the time out to speak to us here today. I appreciate it. Where can people find you, and where can people stay up to date with the current music that's coming out, social media-wise?
They can see me on Grandmaster D on Instagram, and Drew GMD Carter on Facebook, and Grandmaster D on Twitter.
Perfect. man, again, I can't thank you enough. I would love to have you back on whenever the EP is released. I'd love to have possibly you and Abu come on the show and kind of talk over the EP and break it down with a little bit more detail once we all get a chance to end up hearing it. But like I said, for those listening at home, Time for a New Rap Style, the remix is out now. It's a fantastic song, and I highly recommend people go check it out, and we'll definitely be playing it on the radio show as well. Man, once again, thank you so much. I'm a big fan, and it was great to be able to talk to you again. I appreciate it, and we'll definitely end up speaking again in the future.
All right, thank you, my brother, for having me. I appreciate you.
All right, peace.
Peace.